Sagittarius, if you clicked on this video, it's because the universe is forcing you to look at the truth. They are going to chase you, and they are deeply regretting how they hurt you in the past. But here is the twist that will give you chills. This isn't just a simple, casual apology coming your way this August. They are about to realize that walking away from you was the biggest karmic mistake of their life, and the desperate way they come back will completely shock you. Before we dive into this massive shift, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. And hit that subscribe button if you're ready to claim this love. Have you felt a sudden heaviness in your chest lately? Or noticed them popping up in your mind right before you fall asleep? Trust your intuition, because something massive is happening behind the scenes. Let's get into it, Sagittarius. The energy surrounding you right now is so incredibly thick, so dense, that you could practically cut it with a knife. What I'm picking up on is that this connection has been entirely active behind the scenes. Even if the physical reality looks completely different, you might be experiencing silence, distance, or a total lack of communication from this person. And for a while, you may have convinced yourself that they had simply moved on. You may have told yourself that they were at peace with the way things ended. But here is the thing about this silence: it is a complete illusion. The silence isn't peaceful for them. It is deafening. It is suffocating. They are not at peace. They are sitting in the quiet, and the quiet is screaming their regrets back at them. This is where the energy starts to shift, because the emotional turn here is that their silence was never about indifference. It was about avoidance. They are hiding. They are hiding from the magnitude of what they feel for you, and more importantly, they are hiding from the guilt of how they treated you. You see, when they look at you, they don't just see a partner or a lover. They see a mirror, and right now, looking into that mirror is too painful for them because it reflects all their own shortcomings, all their emotional immaturity, and all the ways they failed to show up for a love that was genuinely rare. They pulled away because they felt exposed, but now, the distance is burning them alive. Let's talk about their fixation on you, because it has reached a level that they can no longer contain. This person is obsessed. They are watching you from the shadows. They are checking your social media, looking at your stories, analyzing your posts, and trying to read between the lines of everything you do. They want to know if you are hurting. They want to know if you're glowing up. And when they see you moving forward, when they see your Sagittarius fire shining so brightly without them, it triggers a massive spike of jealousy and panic in their chest. They thought that by creating distance, they would be the one in control. They thought that by hurting you and stepping back, they held all the power. But the emotional turn here is the sudden, crushing realization that they have absolutely no power at all. You hold all the cards. Your energy is so magnetic, so untouchable right now, that it's driving them completely insane. Why did they hurt you in the past? This is the question that keeps you up at night, and it's the question that is now keeping them up at night, too. Here's the truth about your Sagittarius energy. You are fiercely independent. You demand absolute honesty, and you do not tolerate games. Your spirit is like a wild fireworm, illuminating but entirely untamable. When they first came into your life, they were captivated by that fire. But as things got deeper, as the emotional intimacy required them to be vulnerable, they got terrified. They felt like they were losing their freedom, or they felt inadequate next to your vibrant, expansive spirit. So, what did they do? They acted out of fear. They lashed out. They created drama. They pulled away. They said things they didn't mean. Or they chose self-sabotage over commitment. They tried to dim your light because they didn't know how to stand in it. But here is where the narrative takes a sharp emotional turn. They thought that walking away from your fire would keep them safe from getting burned. Instead, they are freezing to death without it. The life they tried to build in your absence feels hollow. They are going through the motions of their daily life, but there is a profound emptiness echoing in their chest. Every time they try to distract themselves with work, with other people, with hobbies, with anything, they hit a wall. And on the other side of that wall is you. They are replaying old memories, cringing at the way they spoke to you, agonizing over the moments they chose their ego over your heart. They are realizing that the freedom they fought so hard to protect is actually just a lonely, empty cage. They are carrying a massive amount of karmic baggage right now, and the universe is pressing down on them to make it right. They feel the spiritual weight of their past actions. They know, deep down in their soul, that they messed up with someone who was genuinely good for them. And the most painful part for them? They know that you are the type of person who doesn't wait around forever. They know your Sagittarius nature means that once your respect is broken, it is incredibly hard to earn back. This realization is what is pushing them to the edge. They are terrified that they have waited too long. They are terrified that they have pushed you past your limit. The regret is no longer just a fleeting thought, it is a physical ache in their body. They want to fix it. They want to rewrite the past. But they don't know how to bridge the gap they created. Sagittarius, let's get into the deep psychology of why this person absolutely cannot let you go. Because it goes so much deeper than just missing your physical presence or having a fleeting moment of loneliness at 2 a.m. This is a profound, almost magnetic soul tie that they are desperately trying to sever, but the cord just keeps pulling taut. When they try to move on, they feel this invisible tether wrapping around their chest, restricting their breathing. They are haunted by the specific way you loved them, the way you saw right through their carefully constructed masks, the way you challenged them to be a better version of themselves, and the way your Sagittarius optimism and blunt truth-seeking made them feel like they could actually be a good person. They miss the safety of your authenticity. But here is the massive realization that just hit them like a freight train. And this is a major emotional shift for them. They spent all this time thinking they were the prize in this dynamic, thinking you were the lucky one to have them. But in the quiet, agonizing silence of their own mind, the truth is finally breaking through their massive ego. They are realizing that you were the anchor. Without your grounding, your light, and your unwavering belief in their potential, they are completely unmoored, drifting in the dark, and entirely lost. So, what changed? Why is this sudden, crushing wave of regret hitting them so hard right now, specifically as we move into this intense August energy? The turning point wasn't something you did to them. It was something you stopped doing. You stopped chasing. You stopped trying to fix their broken pieces. You stopped sending the long, explanatory paragraphs. You stopped checking in to see if they were okay, and you completely withdrew your beautiful, expansive energy from their life. For a brief, arrogant moment, they felt a false sense of relief. They thought to themselves, see, they needed me more than I needed them. I was right to pull away. But then the emotional turn happened, and it shattered their illusion. The moment you truly detached and went no contact, the moment you focused entirely on your own healing and your own energetic glow up, their obsession went into absolute overdrive. Your silence became deafening to them. They realized that your withdrawal wasn't a manipulation tactic to get their attention. It was a genuine, unbreakable boundary. And that terrified them to their core. This is where the psychological friction becomes almost unbearable for them to handle. They are watching you level up from a distance. They are seeing that your life didn't fall apart without them. In fact, it looks like it's thriving. You are glowing, Sagittarius. Your fire is burning brighter, hotter, and more untamable than ever before, and it is deeply intoxicating to them. But here is the painful emotional turn that is keeping them awake at night. Their jealousy is now mixing with a deep, agonizing sense of shame. They are looking at your radiant energy and comparing it to their own internal stagnation and misery. They are asking themselves, how did I let someone this incredible, this rare, slip through my fingers? They are replaying every single argument. Every time they chose their pride over your feelings, every time they made you feel like you were asking for too much just by wanting basic consistency and honesty. The guilt is eating them alive from the inside out. They know they broke something precious, and the karmic weight of that betrayal is pressing down on their chest every single day. The universe is not letting them off the hook either. And this is where the spiritual tension peaks. Have you been seeing repeating numbers lately? 1111, 222, 717, or maybe 911, Sagittarius. Those aren't just random synchronicities for you. The universe is blasting those signs directly into their face, too. They are seeing your name in random places, hearing songs that remind them of you on every radio station, and having vivid, visceral dreams about you where you are walking away and they are desperately begging you to stay. The spiritual pressure on them is immense, almost suffocating. But here is the final, most critical emotional turn of this chapter. The universe is actively using their own discomfort to force their hand. Every time they try to suppress their feelings and distract themselves, the universe sends a sign that breaks their resolve. They are realizing that this isn't just a casual earthly connection. This is a heavy karmic contract, and they are currently in default. The delays, the silence, the avoidance, it's all catching up to them. They can no longer outrun the consequences of how they treated a soul that was sent to elevate them. They are standing at the edge of a cliff, and the only way out is to face the fire. Sagittarius. Let's talk about what this person is actually feeling right now, because the shift in their energy is nothing short of explosive. We are no longer dealing with passive regret or quiet nostalgia. What I'm picking up on is a full-blown, undeniable emotional awakening that is rattling them to their very core. Their feelings for you have morphed from a lingering, what if, into a desperate, burning need. They are sitting with these emotions, and for the first time in this entire dynamic, they are completely defenseless. They can't rationalize it away. They can't blame you. They can't use their usual avoidance tactics because the truth is sitting right in front of them, staring them in the face, demanding to be acknowledged. Here's the thing about your Sagittarius energy: it leaves an imprint on the soul that simply cannot be erased. And right now, this person is feeling the ghost of your touch, the echo of your laugh, and the profound warmth of your acceptance in every single quiet moment they have. They are craving your presence not just physically, but spiritually. They miss the way you made them feel seen. They miss the way you challenged them to be better. But here is the first major emotional turn in their current state. They are realizing that they don't just miss how you made them feel, they are realizing that their life is fundamentally broken without your specific frequency. It's not just about missing a partner. It's about realizing that their entire world feels out of alignment, out of tune, and deeply gray without your vibrant, fiery light coloring it. This realization is bringing them to their knees emotionally. They are having full-blown, internal conversations with you. I know this sounds intense, but the psychic tether between you two is so thick right now that they are practically hearing your voice in their head. They are rehearsing apologies. They are drafting texts in their mind that they are too terrified to actually send. They are looking at their phone, typing out, "I'm sorry," and then deleting it because the weight of what they need to say feels too massive for a screen. They know that a simple, "Hey," or "I miss you," is not going to cut it. They know they owe you a profound, soul-bearing confession. And this brings us to the collapse of their ego, which is a massive shift for someone who has been so avoidant and proud in the past. For months, maybe even longer, they used their pride as a shield. They used their stubbornness to keep you at arm's length. But right now, that shield is shattered. The emotional turn here is profound. Their ego has completely collapsed under the sheer weight of this love. They are walking around feeling incredibly humble, almost stripped bare. They don't care about looking cool anymore. They don't care about who was right or wrong in the past arguments. All they care about is the agonizing truth that they hurt the one person who truly had their best interests at heart. And the shame of that is washing over them in waves. They are feeling a deep, urgent need for reconciliation and healing. They look back at the chaos they created, the distance they enforced, and they feel sick to their stomach. They want to make it right. They want to offer you commitment, not just as a buzzword, but as a genuine, grounded promise. They are realizing that your independence, your need for truth, your Sagittarius demand for authenticity, that wasn't you being too much. That was you being exactly what they needed to grow. They finally see your boundaries not as a rejection, but as a masterclass in self-respect that they desperately wish they had mirrored. But here is where the spiritual timing and divine pressure come into play, creating an incredible sense of urgency. The universe is not giving them the luxury of taking their sweet time. Have you noticed the synchronicities peaking lately? The universe is turning up the heat on this person's spirit. They are feeling a divine pressure in their chest, a literal tightening that says, act now or lose this forever. This is the third major emotional turn, the shift from "I want to fix this" to the terrifying adrenaline-fueled realization of "I am running out of time." They feel like the window of opportunity is closing. They sense your energy shifting, moving further into your own divine purpose. And the panic of being left behind is setting inches. They are feeling the karmic consequences of their delay. Every day they wait, they feel the energetic cord fraying just a little bit more, and it terrifies them. They are picking up on your energetic shift. They can feel that you are no longer waiting by the phone. They can feel that you are stepping into your power. And that detachment is the ultimate catalyst for their confession. They know that if they don't step up and offer you the truth, the universe will step in and remove you from their life permanently. The Tower card energy is surrounding them, a sudden, unavoidable revelation that shatters their old illusions and forces them to rebuild on a foundation of absolute truth. So, what does this mean for the immediate future? It means the dam is about to break. The feelings they are harboring are too big, too heavy, and too urgent to stay contained any longer. They are moving from a place of internal regret to the precipice of external action. They are gathering the courage to face the fire they tried to run from. They are preparing to cross the threshold and come back to you, not with excuses, but with a raw, unfiltered truth. The apology is forming. The return is being planned. The spiritual pressure has reached its absolute boiling point, and the universe is clearing the path for their confession. Sagittarius, we need to talk about the friction, because the path back to you is not a straight, easy line, and pretending it is would be a disservice to the depth of this reading. What I'm picking up on right now is a massive layer of outside energy, complications, and static that this person is currently wading through. The universe rarely makes karmic corrections easy, and right now, this person is facing a wall of external pressure that is trying to dictate their next move. For some of you, this shows up as gossip, unsolicited advice from friends or family who don't understand the connection, or a social circle that is actively encouraging them to stay away from you. They are being told that coming back to you is a step backward, that they should protect their pride, or that they need to move on. But here is the first major emotional turn in this chaotic external landscape. All of this outside noise is actually having the exact opposite effect. Instead of pushing them further away from you, this friction is acting like a filter, stripping away everything that is fake in their life and highlighting the absolute, undeniable truth of what you two share. Every time someone in their environment speaks poorly of you or dismisses your connection, it triggers a fierce, protective instinct inside of them. They are starting to realize that the people giving them this advice have never experienced the kind of profound, soul-level intimacy that you offered them. The outside world feels shallow, performative, and utterly exhausting compared to the raw, authentic fire of your Sagittarius spirit. Now, I have to address the elephant in the room, because the cards are showing a very specific type of interference. For some of you, there is a third party, rebound, or a temporary distraction that this person allowed into their life after things went south with you. Let me be incredibly clear right now. This is not a permanent threat to your connection. This is a karmic mirror. They brought this energy in to try and numb the pain of losing you, to try and prove to themselves that they could be fine without you. But here is the devastating emotional turn for them. This distraction has completely backfired. The contrast between this shallow, surface-level energy and the deep, expansive, truthful love you gave them is making them physically ill. Every interaction they have with this outside energy feels hollow. It feels like a cheap imitation of what they had with you. They are realizing that they cannot build a future on a foundation of avoidance and distraction. The presence of this third party or outside influence isn't strengthening their resolve to stay away. It is accelerating their desperation to come clean and come back to you. They are preparing to cut these cords. They are realizing that keeping this distraction around is not only unfair to that person, but it is an insult to the sacredness of what they have with you. The guilt of this is compounding, adding another layer of urgency to their need to set the record straight. Then we have the complication of their own social image and lingering pride. This person has spent a long time curating a specific persona. They want to be seen as strong, in control, and unbothered. But coming back to you, especially after the way they handled things in the past, requires them to publicly or privately admit that they were wrong. It requires them to swallow their pride and say, I messed up, and I need you. For someone who has been avoidant, this is a terrifying vulnerability. They are wrestling with the fear of looking foolish, the fear of rejection, and the fear that you might have already closed the door permanently. But watch this emotional turn closely. Sagittarius, because this is where the tide turns in your favor. The fear of losing you forever is finally becoming greater than the fear of looking foolish. The pride that once held them hostage is crumbling under the sheer weight of their genuine love for you. They are realizing that looking cool or unbothered is a hollow victory if it costs them their soulmate. The social image they tried so hard to protect suddenly feels like a prison, and you are the key to their freedom. They are ready to sacrifice their ego on the altar of this reconciliation, because they now understand that true strength isn't about never falling. It's about having the courage to get back up and face the person you hurt. And yet, just as they gather the courage to reach out, we hit the final, most insidious complication, their own internal emotional sabotage. Right on the precipice of making a move, An old, deep-seated wound gets triggered. A voice in the back of their head whispers, "Do I even deserve them? Look at the mess I made. If I go back now, I'll just ruin it again." This unworthiness is a classic avoidance tactic disguised as nobility. They try to convince themselves that staying away is the right thing to do, that they are protecting you from their chaos. But here is the ultimate emotional turn that shatters this final illusion. They are realizing that this so-called nobility is actually the most selfish thing they could possibly do. By deciding for you that you can't handle their truth, they are robbing you of your agency. They are forgetting who you are. You are Sagittarius. You are a warrior of light. You are fiercely resilient, deeply intuitive, and more than capable of handling the truth. No matter how messy it is, they are finally seeing that your strength is not something to be intimidated by, but something to be cherished. They are realizing that you don't need them to be perfect. You just need them to be honest. All of these complications, the outside gossip, the hollow distractions, the crumbling pride, the internal sabotage, they are all colliding right now. The friction is creating an intense, undeniable heat. And in alchemy, heat is what transforms base metal into gold. This pressure is not breaking them, it is forging their final unshakable decision. They are about to tune out the noise, are about to silence the outside voices. They are preparing to step out of the shadows of their own making and face you, not with excuses, but with a raw, unfiltered, and long overdue truth. Sagittarius, the waiting is over. The dam is breaking. We have spent this entire reading mapping out their internal chaos, their regret, and the external friction they've been battling. But now we have to talk about what happens next. The universe is aligning the timing for this August, and the energy is shifting rapidly from internal turmoil to external, undeniable action. This is no longer a matter of if they will reach out, but when and how. The spiritual pressure has reached its absolute boiling point, and the universe is actively clearing the roadblocks to force this confrontation. When this contact finally happens, I need you to pay close attention, because it will not look like the casual, low-effort reach-outs of the past. This will not be a lazy, "hey," or a random meme sent at 2 p.m. just to see if you will bite. No. The method of contact will be deliberate, heavy, and loaded with unspoken meaning. They will reach out at a moment when their defenses are completely down. I am picking up on late-night energy or the quiet, vulnerable hours of the early morning. This is the 3M truth energy, where the ego is asleep and the soul is finally allowed to speak. Here is the first major emotional turn in how this unfolds. They will likely sit down to type something safe, something casual, trying to test the waters without risking too much of their pride. They will stare at the blinking cursor, typing and deleting, trying to find a loophole that lets them back in without having to fully apologize. But the moment they see your name, or the moment their thumb hovers over the send button, the facade cracks. The message they actually send, or the words they stumble over if they call you, will betray them. It will be laced with raw, trembling vulnerability you haven't seen from them before. They will accidentally reveal the sheer depth of their obsession and their panic at the thought of losing you for good. The confession itself is going to be a massive karmic exposure. They are going to admit that the distance was a catastrophic mistake. They are going to acknowledge the specific ways they hurt you, the moments they chose their fear over your heart, and the profound emptiness they have felt in your absence. They are laying their cards face up on the table. No more hiding, no more gaslighting, no more pretending that everything is fine. They are bringing the truth into the light, and it is going to be stark, uncomfortable, and incredibly validating for you. But here is the twist for you, Sagittarius, and this is a crucial emotional turn. When this moment finally arrives, you might expect to feel a rush of vindictive joy, or perhaps a surge of overwhelming anger at the time they wasted. But what I'm picking up on is something entirely different, a profound, grounding sense of calm. You will read their words or hear the catch in their voice, and instead of chaos, you will feel a deep, resonant click. Your intuition will whisper, "I told you so." The validation will be so potent, so absolute, that it instantly neutralizes any remaining power they have to hurt you. You will realize that their apology isn't about them getting closure. It's about you finally getting the truth you always deserved. And they aren't just coming back to apologize, they are coming back with an offer. This could be a demand for a serious face-to-face conversation, plea to start over with clean slates, or a direct, unwavering statement of commitment. They are trying to lock the door behind them so they can never run away again. They want to prove to you, and to themselves, that they are finally ready to do the actual work of loving you. They are offering you the reconciliation you have been praying for, but they are offering it with a desperation that shows they know it's their last chance. This brings us to the most critical emotional turn of this entire sequence, the permanent flip in your power dynamic. They are secretly hoping that once they deliver this grand apology, you will immediately melt, forgive them on the spot, and let them back into your life as if no time has passed. They want the magic words to be a free pass. But your Sagittarius fire has evolved. You are no longer the person who accepted breadcrumbs or made excuses for emotional immaturity. When they make this move, they will quickly realize that an apology is not an eraser. They will feel the solid, unyielding weight of your new boundaries. The sudden realization that they now have to earn their way back into your life, day by day, action by action, will hit them like a ton of bricks. And strangely, profoundly, they will respect you even more for it. Watch for the spiritual signs leading up to this moment, Sagittarius. The universe is giving you a heads up so you are not caught off guard. In the next 7 to 14 days, pay attention to the synchronicities. You might have a sudden, vivid dream about them that feels more real than reality. You might hear a very specific song playing in a store at the exact moment you think of them. Or you might get a random, out of the blue memory of them popping into your head, followed immediately by a notification lighting up your phone screen. These are not coincidences. This is your spirit team priming your energy field, preparing you to hold your ground when the moment arrives. This near future prediction is solidifying as we speak. The energy is accelerating. The third parties are fading into irrelevance. The ego is dissolving. What is left is the raw, unfiltered truth of this connection, and it is barreling toward you at lightning speed. They are going to chase you, Sagittarius. Not with games, not with manipulation, but with a desperate, authentic, soul-deep need to make things right. The stage is set. The actor is ready. The script has been rewritten by the universe, and this time you are the director. But before they step into the spotlight and deliver their lines, you need to know exactly how to hold your energy. You need to know how to protect your peace, how to receive this energy without losing your power in the climax of this story, and how to ensure that this return is the beginning of a true healing, not just another cycle of Painches Sagittarius. We have reached the most crucial part of this reading. The universe has pulled back the curtain and shown you the behind-the-scenes reality, the profound regret, the collapsing ego, the external friction, and the impending, undeniable confession. But none of this incoming energy matters if you do not know how to hold your own space when the moment finally arrives. This is your viewer guidance, and I need you to listen to every single word, because your energetic response right now will dictate the entire trajectory of this connection moving forward. The absolute most important thing you must do right now is nothing. Do not chase. Do not send that, just checking in text. Do not scroll through their social media looking for hidden clues or subtle hints. Your detachment, your silence, and your focus on your own radiant glow-up are the very catalysts that are forcing their hand. If you break your silence now, if you reach out to ease your own anxiety, you will instantly relieve the spiritual pressure they are under. You will give them an out, and they will retreat back into their comfort zone of avoidance. You must let them sit in the fire they created. You must let them do the heavy, uncomfortable lifting of crossing the bridge back to you. The chase is theirs to initiate, and they are finally ready to run. But when they do reach out and the energy says they will, you must be fiercely prepared. Your Sagittarius nature is incredibly forgiving. You have a massive, expansive heart, and you naturally want to believe in the highest potential of the people you love. But this is where your intuition must become your ultimate, non-negotiable guide. An apology is not a magic wand that erases the past. When they come to you with their confession, do not immediately hand over your forgiveness just to ease their discomfort or to stop the tension. Make them earn it. Show them through your calm, unwavering presence that your love is a sacred privilege, not a guaranteed fallback option. Pay close attention to the somatic responses in your body during this upcoming interaction. When you read their message or hear the tremor in their voice, what does your body do? Does your chest feel tight and constricted? Or does it feel expansive and relieved? Does your gut feel calm and grounded? Or does it ring like a warning bell? Your intuition has been screaming at you this whole time, Sagittarius, and it will not lie to you now. If they try to rush the reconciliation, if they attempt to love bomb you to bypass the actual, messy healing work that needs to be done, your spirit will know. trust that knowing. Do not let their desperation override your boundaries. I need you to remember your energetic sovereignty. You are not backup plan. You are not a placeholder they return to when the world gets too cold. You are a deeply significant, karmically important soul in this person's journey. But you are also the absolute main character of your own life. The universe did not put you through this fire, this silence, and this emotional ringer just to have you settle for lukewarm, inconsistent energy. You are being prepared for a love that perfectly matches your frequency, a love that is honest, consistent, fiercely loyal, and unapologetically devoted. Whether this person steps up, does the profound inner work, and meets you at your new level, or whether they falter under the pressure, and the universe removes them entirely to make way for something exponentially better. You win. Do you hear me? You win either way, because you are no longer willing to accept less than the truth. You are no longer willing to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's comfort zone. Your Sagittarius fire has burned away the illusions, and what is left is pure, unadulterated self-respect. So, how do you hold this energy day to day? You ground yourself. When the anxiety tries to creep in and whisper, "What if they never come back?" I want you to take deep, deliberate breath. Feel your feet firmly planted on the floor. Remind yourself that you are safe, you are protected, and you are whole all on your own. The angels and your spirit guides are surrounding you right now with a shield of golden, radiant light, ensuring that only truth, clarity, and highest good energy can penetrate your space. You have survived 100% of your hardest days, and you are emerging from this chapter stronger, wiser, and more magnetically powerful than you have ever been. As we close this reading, I want you to take one more deep breath with me. Inhale the certainty that you are deeply loved by the universe. Exhale the heavy, exhausting weight of wondering, what if? The what if is being answered. The universe is handling the intricate details behind the scenes. Your only job is to stay in your power, keep your heart open but your boundaries firm, and allow the divine timing to unfold exactly as it is meant to. Please, take what resonates and leave the rest. You are the ultimate authority on your own life and your own intuition. Thank you so much for watching, for trusting me with your energy today, and for allowing this message to find you at the exact right time. You are deeply loved, you are fiercely protected, and your beautiful, untamable Sagittarius light is exactly where it is meant to be. Until next time, stay magical.